We've just woven our way through balmy, or coralhead, laden territory after a tough 3-day sail, and as we get closer to dropping the hook, our mood continues to lighten. It seems we might soon be out of danger's way, and that feels good because we've not only navigated our first pass successfully, but we've also avoided hitting any reefs on the several-mile motor sail through this atoll in less than ideal conditions. Before we can enjoy the fruits of our labor, there are several tasks to complete, such as readying our tender. We remove the outboard for lengthy passages, and it must be lowered and reattached after deploying the dinghy. This atoll is called Raoria, and is our first ever taste of the infamous Tuamotus island group, beloved for their remoteness, beauty, and abundant sea life. Then we've got lots of other tidying to do, as lines and other items got more than the usual movement in the rough seas here. One such item is our Code Zero and Spinnaker bag, which normally lives on deck, secured to starboard stanchions. Around 3 in the morning, we heard a bad noise and realized that the 75-pound bag was loose. It had fallen overboard, was barely still attached, and had flipped itself over the lifelines. We were heeled over at the time and going upwind, so we turned the boat downwind to make detangling it easier. Bill was still unable to cut it free because the weight of it submerged in water was easily a couple 100 pounds. It was a long debacle, and eventually we used a halyard to wrangle it overboard.
Well,
that's what we came for, apparently.
That was a doozy of a passage.
See how those flavor Tuamotus.
Yeah.
Better be good.
We were having a little bit of white vino
at 3:30.
At 3:30 because we just cleaned up the deck and et cetera, and I actually went immediately into the fridge and I've already gotten rid of some spoiled food, but we kind of want to stay awake.
That was a sail. That was a pretty interesting sail.
And get up early tomorrow.
Everyone said they got beat up on this crossing, like last year.
Yeah.
So that wasn't too bad. We had, 12 hours bad at night and 6 hours bad when we first left. So.
The last 12 hours, so we didn't sleep last night at all. You didn't sleep much on this passage, so yeah. We're gonna have some vino.
And go to the beach.
Go stretch our legs on the beach, and then tomorrow morning get up early and explore the underwater world here, which I cannot wait to do. We did it.
Here we are. Oh my god, another 500 miles down.
Yeah, there's corals like right under us. Should probably stop filming and pay attention, but wow, it's so pretty. Yeah, it gets like really shallow right there. Careful. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Water. Oh my god.
You're happy here?
I'm so happy.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Michael and Chloe with us here, and they also had a pretty challenging passage here. It was just a weird one.
That looks cool. Stay still. I can make this work. Yeah.
Well, yesterday we ended up taking a very quick stroll on the beach, which was stunning, and then heading to Kiana, where we had some drinks and some dinner and some good times. And Bill's already busy making us a nice brunch.
Yeah, our amps have been really good because it's been
Windy.
really windy, and today's kind of cloudy, but we had a lot of sun yesterday.
I mean, I woke up, we were down only like 80 amps, I thought something was broken. But I checked the graph to make sure they went down.
And I didn't really film on the beach, we were just tired. And it was, oh, was that the water pressure?
And yeah, that's broken too.
We have a lot of things to fix. Yeah, I didn't really film because I was tired, but it was also, I'm gonna put this right here. But it was also not great lighting, and I just had the GoPro, so we'll film as soon as it gets nice to show you guys. It is really beautiful.
I think the coolest thing is the purple coral that we saw.
Yeah, we did see a really cool purple coral. Yeah.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a bleached coral, not bleached coral.
Yeah, especially, yeah. But yeah, so we have the rudder stuffing box to tighten. We have a leak in that. The bilge went off a cool 500 times yesterday. So we have to do that. And then we've got the leak on the port chain plate, which I also didn't film. We had them rebedded, or we rebedded them, sorry, in Mexico preemptively. They weren't really leaking that much, but on the starboard side, that went great, that repair, but for some reason on the port side, it did not. So, yeah, I think today, just because it's cloudy and we're kind of tired, I'll probably get in the water and just to do a little swim, but I think we're gonna, Michael actually offered to just kind of be emotional support because Bill has to take apart the cabinetry in the aft to get to the rudder stuffing box. So I think we'll have Michael and Chloe over, maybe do a potluck later tonight and kind of make it more of a social day rather than an activities day. But yeah, I wish you guys could have been with us last night when we were hanging out with Ben and Alec, because we had so many good conversations about, yeah, I mean, this past day, this 2.5 day trip was so challenging. You know, we just came off a 21-day one that was a lot easier in many ways. Beating up wind is just, it's just always bad.
Hard for everybody.
Yeah, and then a 3-day trip, you just don't get into the groove, and that's kind of what everyone's saying. So it really was, it was tough. But the boat actually did really well, considering what we went through. So
Yeah, I've had faith in the boat, I feel like, lately.
I know.
I think all those hours refitting helped us a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we had annoying leaks, but like, I don't know, like you just feel, I felt confident, like pushing her. The new sails actually make a huge difference too. We were talking about this, pointing upwind, like there's a lot less heel and a lot more forward drive. Like, so having a new mainsail, a new jib,
yeah,
it's really nice.
It's really, really nice.
Like I
to
didn't
have that
realize how far we
confidence.
pushed those sails, our old sails.
And our big goal, I don't even know if we've ever said this on film, but our major goal with this crossing in the
Flip to yourself
Pacific,
here.
yeah,
Want me to hold it?
thank you.
This long?
Our big goal with this crossing was not just to survive, it was to thrive, particularly when we got to the destination, because we've kind of done, you know, ocean crossings and long passages before, and so more of the challenge for us was like, hey, can we get this boat into our destination and have it also be in good enough shape when we get to our destination that we're not spending all of our time fixing things, because fixing boats in exotic locations is 100% accurate. And so I think we did that. Like, we really prepared way more than we ever would have in the past, and the boat's in relatively good shape, especially considering the upwind journey. Yeah, so but I will also say, just on a super like introspective note, that having the goal to thrive is fairly lofty, because there's a lot in this life that you can't control, and it does put an element of stress on things. And so that's why I think we want to take a step back now and be like, you know what, yes, we have a lot of leaks and a lot of these little problems, but overall, the boat did great.
The bones are good.
Yeah, the boat did great, and we're kind of thriving. I mean, the major systems are working really well, and that's, yeah, again.
Knock on wood, don't say it.
And if you guys have followed us for a long time, you know that has not always been the case, so.
Yeah. Good enough. Yum. Everything's stripped out in here too. What is happening?
Okay.
Like kind of vigorously back and forth.
Vigorously back and forth. Is that good?
It's not like they had a rough go at it. It was really fun though. Like, it was really good.
It's nice after a passage
It was
too.
exactly what we needed. Like we were on, they met us on the beach. We went to the beach. We ended up had a rough go at it too.
Wow, this place is beautiful. This would be a good bonfire. It's like, even though it's like, so Calico Skies is down there, and when we came in, we explored this island, and now we're taking a look at this one, and even though it's just like the next island over, it's a new spot. This is very exciting. Little river. Yeah, it's like a few feet.
What a weird place, huh? What a weird place this is. It isn't quite like anywhere else in the world.
No.
It's like random outcrop in the
It
middle of
has-
the ocean. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, it has similarities to the Bahamas and Sandboss, I'd say,
But
so
it's
far.
just crazy like how much water it's in and stuff though. Middle of nowhere. 3,000 miles each direction.
Little birdies are like tropical sounding. I don't know what they are. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I guess we can't go very far, right?
We have to go here.
Try this way. I was shocked when we explored the beach the other day, when we first got in, which I actually don't even remember if I filmed, but there has been no garbage on any sides of these islands so far, which is wild to me because I don't think we've ever been anywhere where there wasn't at least one side or just at least
Usually the windward to that, yeah.
some kind of human trash. So that's remarkable.
Yeah, I don't think it's like beach cleanup efforts here, you know? I think it's just how
I
it
guess,
is.
yeah, I just think there's no one here and nothing's floating in here from anywhere either, which is really nice.
I think it's just too far away.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
maybe.
pretty remote country. I do love the air.
I know, it
It's refreshing
smells
being here.
so good.
Beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
Tell him I got one, and there's one on the table for you.
Of course, and then you muck out all the paddocks. Use a different wheelbarrow. Green ones are for the lure. Wasn't my idea.
The following morning in Rayoria brings more windy conditions, but the sky is clear and the sun is shining, and it's beautiful. The waters here are renowned not only for their abundant sea life, but also for their stunning clarity. Though we've got waves out here where we're anchored, disturbing the water's surface, we'd really like to go for a dive and finally see what we came for the Tuamotus for. I just can't wait any longer. So we decide we'll head closer to shore and see if a snorkel in mid to shallow water might be the trick for today. The water temperature here is in the 80s, so we opt to avoid full wetsuits on this exploratory dive and go with swimsuits instead. After loading up the dinghy with all of our snorkel gear, we gather up friends on Kiana, Someday Isle, and Promise Kept, and head for an area closer to the anchorage where we've spotted several large bommies that look promising. You ready? Okay, looks like you got it on the edge of the bommy. Perfect. The first spot we check is deeper than we'd like, ideally, at about 25 plus feet. But there's a couple of large bommies that look interesting. I'm happy to discover that I can still hold my breath for a long time, and it feels so good to be back underwater again. Though the water clarity is pretty good for this depth, there's not too much to see besides some juvenile reef fish and one resident grouper. So we decide to move to a different spot closer to shore. Sure. Forward and a little port. You can see Chris. I love your bathing suit, Allie. Such a pretty color. Thank you, Allie. Welcome.
That would have been a good eater.
Yeah.
It's like a terror, man.
It's always a good sign when we see a grouper, and as we begin to explore the dazzling promised land that we've sailed so many miles to see, I am immediately struck by the amount and variety of coral. I've never seen so many different types and in so many different colors. And also another new sight, incredible psychedelic clams in a brilliant variety of bright colors. These clams, called Maxima clams, are absolutely otherworldly, and I'm completely mesmerized by their brilliance. head is. You just have to go a little closer and you'll see its eyes. Okay, Bill just saw the front of the shark, and I might have been on time-lapse mode when I was filming, but so I'm gonna re-say this. There's a really big shark in this reef, and he's like wedged in, but it's so shallow you can't even swim on top of it. You see it, Allie?
It's definitely a shark. It's definitely a nurse shark. It's like
They're kind of cute, right? It's like a cat. Do you want to see his eyes?